take my self-portraits all by myself. I'm going to show you the app I use to connect to my phone to my camera. So I basically use my phone as a remote trigger. But I'll also show you, because I realize not everybody has that opportunity, so I'll also show you how you can do this with just using self-timer either on your camera or on your phone. So we're gonna do a photo and I'm going to do it both with my camera, how I would normally do it, and then I'm also going to do it just with my phone. So follow along and let's see how this goes. Okay, so the first step is to choosing your location for your self-portrait. And I've chosen here close to a window because usually indoors you'd want to have as much light as possible, no matter what you're shooting with. And also I place myself sideways, so that just creates a little bit more depth in the photo because I'll have these shadows and the light coming from the side. Now, a quick word about cameras and gear. If you want to take self-portraits and your self-portraits to the next level, having a camera that is, or having a lens, I would say, it does make a big difference. That was definitely the biggest difference when I've taken my photos, going from first I had just a Nikon D300 and now I'm shooting with the Sony Alpha 7 R3, which is a mirrorless camera, and I have a pretty expensive lens on it. It's the 24 to 70 millimeters, which gives me really kind of everything I need for the kind of photos I take. I do think definitely it is really good investment if you take a lot of photos and if you really are striving to take it up to the next quality. But that being said, when you're still practicing and kind of trying to hone in on your style and find your thing and your skills just with your phone, that was what I started with. And then first having maybe a camera that is not so kind of high end and not so professional yet, that is totally fine. But I do think it would be wrong for me to say that you can just like, especially with portraits, I think the camera and the gear does play a pretty significant role. All right, but that being said, let's get to it. So warm. I just finished setting up my whole photo shoot setting, and now, so basically if you have a camera with built-in Wi-Fi, you can download an app that you have on your phone, and then you connect your camera to your phone, and then you can use your phone as a remote trigger. I checked at least Nikon, Canon, Fuji, and Sony, which is what I have, all have apps so that will allow you to do this. So you can connect either via just scanning the QR code from your camera with your phone with the app, or then you can just go into settings and choose the Wi-Fi network of your camera as you would normally do when you're just on Wi-Fi, and then it will connect to your phone. Okay, next up is choosing the outfit. So usually what I like to go with is quite neutral colors, and for this one I want to be able to, that it's very visible that I am in the middle of it, so I don't blend in too much with the books. And also, as you can see, I've the book or the table is not completely up against the wall, but it's probably like I have a meter, maybe 1.5 meters there, just to create some depth. So if you're taking it just a bit against a white wall, definitely have some depth in there. It just will look a little bit better. Also, I think I'm going to put up some posters on the wall with, I found a few of these posters with just some photos or illustrations of some houses. And I think also having those small clues in a photo, because I'm going to have this book on my head, which will hopefully make me look a bit like a house. But having that little clue of the house on the wall with the poster, I hope is gonna work out fine. Let's see. All right, so I'm now ready to start shooting. So I'm going to put this on shooting mode, and then basically to get myself sharp, because that's always a little bit of a tricky bit when you're taking your own photos. What I usually like to do is I set the sharpness first. So here I know where I will place myself in the photo. So you have in this little viewfinder, you have the little square, which is basically where it's gonna be focusing the camera. And since, well, now I have these book stacks, so it's kind of an easy thing because they will be at the same distance as I will be. So I will just focus on that and take one photo as a, was in the wrong setting. I'll take one photo as a tri-photo, just to get it, just to see, okay, that it is sharp. Oui, it is sharp. Oh, this looks so nice. Oh, I think it's gonna be so nice, this photo. And also then the angle, I also like to first really figure out here. So I look through the actual camera and not only through my phone because it's so small, so it doesn't really give up all the details. Also, this tripod is like super old. I've had it for many years and it was like the cheapest one I bought back in the day. I also have this little Gorilla Pod, but this is the one I like to use most, and having a tripod is such a lifesaver when you're taking your own photos. You can also, of course, especially if you're indoors, you could, with books and things, prop your camera up, but having a tripod just makes it so much easier, and especially if you're going to take photos outdoors, I definitely recommend getting a tripod. Okay, so I'm about to start shooting, and there you go. All right. So usually what I like to do is first I figure out where I'm gonna be in the photo and kind of check my light and try to figure out the angle. And then what I usually do is first I take a photo that I just press here and it takes the photo, snaps of me. Then I check if it's sharp, and if it is sharp, then I will take the next photo where I'll actually set up myself, like in the position I want to have myself, with the self timer from here, either 5 or 10 seconds, so that I don't have to hold my phone in my hand, because otherwise I could not have my hands anywhere. I would have to sort of hide them somewhere, and that way I'll know that it will be sharp. I usually like to have, because of this tripod is so old, so I can't actually put my camera in like this tripod, portrait mode. So I always have to do my photos, so I have some space here in between, and then I will usually crop that when I edit the photo. Okay, so next up I'm gonna take the photo with just using self-timer, and here the tricky thing is, first of all, that you have to run back and forth and check the photo all the time and get yourself sharp. So usually here what I do is I will focus on something that will be the same distance as myself. So I'll put, well, here is perfect because I have this stacks of books that I can use, but otherwise you can just use any item. For example, if you have one of these little things or a plant or a lamp, really anything, just put it in your place and set the focus and take like a test photo basically, and make sure that it's sharp, and then you turn on the self timer button and then you will run and take its place. So it's a little bit more hassle, but it is possible. Just requires a little bit of trial and error and lots of patience. Okay, so it's not quite sharp, so I have to do it one more time. So this is the thing when you're working just with the self-timer, getting yourself sharp and kind of running back and forth. It's a little bit of a tricky pickle. I've done this multiple times, and especially when you have something that you have to put on your head and try to balance it. Not the easiest thing, but totally possible. Okay, but we're gonna move on, and I'm going to now take the photo with my camera. Let's see how that works. No, not my camera. What am I talking about? My phone. So I have this little selfie stick that I use. I'm gonna use that as a tripod, but if you don't have that, you could use just a chair or some books and just try to make that it's as straight as possible. I don't know if I should take it. No, I'm gonna take it, I think, the other way around. And I think with the phone, because the quality is not as great, I'm gonna try to crop as little as possible. Okay, good, I have the cover on. I'm gonna try to take it as close as possible so I don't have to crop it so much. So I'm gonna go much closer with this than I did with my camera. Ah! Okay, nope. I think I'm gonna use a chair just to get a little bit more height. Okay, it's a little bit crooked here on the chair, but I think it's gonna be fine. So, okay, focusing on the little guy, and we have self timer on. Let's go. For watching this video. I hope you found these tips helpful, and this was more kind of the technical, just how to set up the whole camera with you taking the self portrait, so it didn't go so much into kind of posing and angles and all that. I have some other other videos with that, so if you'd like to see more, then please you can check those out here. And also if you like this video, then please subscribe and smash that like button. I don't know, everybody keeps saying like smash the like button, but you can also just click it very nicely and gently. That is fine. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this fun or helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bee in my bonnet, hello, hello. A bee in my bonnet, hello. There's a bee in my bonnet, hello, hello. A bee in my bonnet, hello.